If your child's ADHD feels like it is running the show, these 6 quick tips are gonna make daily life so much calmer.
But first, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jessica.
We're the occupational therapy practitioners here at Harkla, and we have helped hundreds of families navigate ADHD with some really simple tips just like these.
Yep, we're gonna share 6 quick tips that you can implement into the daily routine that are gonna help your child with their ADHD challenges, but that are also gonna help you as well.
Tip number 1, more protein. The brain needs protein in order to stabilize the mood, the blood sugar. So adding a nice healthy breakfast in the morning of yogurt, a protein smoothie, eggs, sausage, bacon, but adding these high protein meals specifically at breakfast time can be really beneficial for ADHD.
Yeah, ditch those sugary cereals, Pop-Tarts, pancakes as much as possible.
Unless they're protein pancakes.
Sure. Yes, that's true. There are protein pancakes out there.
Yeah.
Can really have a huge impact, especially if your child is struggling at school. This is gonna make a big impact.
And if you haven't already removed all of the food dyes from their diet, you definitely wanna make sure that there are no artificial food dyes in your child's meals throughout the day.
Tip number 2 is to prioritize sleep. We already know that decreased amounts of sleep, quality sleep, is gonna impact everyone and everywhere, but especially for a child with ADHD, if they don't get good quality sleep every single night, their ADHD symptoms are gonna be even worse. So we really need to focus on decreasing screen time before bed, changing the lights in your house for the evening routine, get rid of the bright overhead fluorescent lights and switch to some lamps, dimmer lights, red lights for the evenings, and then make sure that your child's bedroom is dark. So use blackout curtains, make sure there's no lights plugged in anywhere in their room, and really focus on that bedtime routine so that they get a good night of sleep.
One more thing to add, make sure that you are ruling out sleep disordered breathing, especially for our ADHD kiddos, because those can mimic ADHD signs as well, especially if your kiddo has bags under their eyes, dark circles under their eyes, their facial structure is very elongated, they're grinding their teeth at night, and
they're snoring.
We want to make sure that we are seeing a myofunctional therapist and we are ruling out any of those sleep disordered breathing challenges that can also mimic some of those ADHD symptoms.
Tip number 3 is to add more novelty into the daily routines. We know that so many children thrive with a structured daily routine that is the same all the time, but for kids with ADHD, they actually thrive when there are new things added into the daily routine. Gives them a little hit of dopamine and keeps them going, whereas if it's the same all the time, they're gonna be more bored and it's going to make their ADHD symptoms worse.
Yeah, so these are little changes like taking a new route to school, going to a new park, or taking a different hike than you normally do, or maybe even something as simple as like adding some dye-free sprinkles to their yogurt in the morning like you don't normally do. So those little changes, those little novelties in the day keep their brain guessing, and they love that. And I'm speaking from experience here. Tip number 4 is to add a morning workout, specifically a high intensity interval workout. So things like getting the heart rate up really high, really quickly. And this can be a 10-minute quick workout. Jumping jacks, push-ups, squats, cross crawls, running down the sidewalk to grab the mail and then running all the way back. Jumping, star jumps, really just focusing on getting the heart rate up, and that can also set the day up for success, specifically for our kiddos with ADHD.
Yep. Tip number 5 is less screen time. Now, we all know the challenges with screens and how addicting they can be, but they are especially addicting for kids with ADHD. So even though screens can be so fun, so engaging, and they're really a quick little way to keep your child busy while you're making dinner, really they're overstimulating to the nervous system, and a child with ADHD is going to be so much more addicted. So start slowly phasing the screens out of the daily routine and add in other things. Things like sensory obstacle courses that your child can run and jump and climb and play. Maybe add in some fun dance parties. Figure out what your child's interests are and how can you get them doing things with those interests off the screen.
All right, tip number 6, and one of our most favorite tips of them all, get outside every day at least 2 to 3 times. Once in the morning when the sun comes up, once after school when they get home, and then once again as the sun is going down before bed. This is a really helpful way to, again, promote restful sleep. It really tells the body, hey, this is when we need our melatonin. Hey, this is when we need our serotonin. This is when we need all of our neurotransmitters. It helps regulate our hormones. This is a really simple, easy way to ground the nervous system and increase overall awareness of when do we need to wake up in the morning, when we need to go to bed, when that wind down time starts. Plus, it's just like a natural sensory diet, and it's a really easy way of regulating the nervous system.
Yep. Remember, small, consistent changes make the biggest impact. You don't have to take all of these and do a complete overhaul all in one day. You can do one at a time and add them into the routine. Make it a habit, get the consistency going, and then add another one.
Unless you are an ADHD parent and you do want to change everything all at once, that's fine too.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, if this video was helpful, you definitely want to make sure you check out our full sensory diet course. This is a really helpful way to meet the high sensory threshold and to organize the nervous system for our ADHDers. This is a great way to provide consistent sensory input, sensory diets throughout the day, at home, at school, after school, you name it. The course will teach you everything you need to know about sensory diets.
Yep. And if you found this video helpful, also check out our other videos on ADHD. We have one specific video with more tips and tricks for ADHD.
If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. We do drop a new video every Tuesday here.
Yep. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. We're at Harkla_family, as well as at All Things Sensory Podcast.
Don't forget to listen to our podcast on all major podcast platforms. It's All Things Sensory by Harkla.
And with that, we'll see you next week for a new video.
Okay, bye.